What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest channel and podcast. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And now let's get into this conversation/reality chat. Everybody is talking about this so-called relationship with Martell Holt from Love and Marriage Huntsville and Shereewhitfield from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Is it real? Is it not real? Should we call them Mare or Chantel or whatever? Like, I don't know if the relationship is real. To me, it seems sketchy. But when it comes to Sheree and even Martell, it could be a match made in heaven because Sheree does not make the best decisions when it comes to men or business. I've discussed this before, and we all know a whole lot about Martell, probably a whole lot more than we really want to know about this man, and he just is not a good person. So anything that he does when it comes to women, it's questionable. Okay? Well, recently, a lot of people have been discussing some statements that Arion, a lot of people know her as Coleslaw, many know her as the side chick, the decision that really pushed Melody, Sheree to pull the plug on this marriage and say, you know what, I've had enough. Even though I had a fourth baby in this marriage when we were not in a really solid place, what's done is done, and I'm done with you. We have seen the just continual spirals. She is the chick that everyone loves to hate, and she is, in my opinion, a lot of the blame when it comes to this decline of the relationship and the marriage between Melody and Martell. But Martell is the one who is 100% at fault. I just believe that a lot of people have come down hard on her because a lot of the things that she has said and done, in my opinion, I'm not saying that she doesn't know or understood what she was saying or doing, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't make someone ignorant. And in her ignorance, I believe that she was someone that was manipulated by a much older man, narcissistic, extremely narcissistic. Like, I honestly cannot stand to look at this man. Any smile on his face, it is just so fake and phony. And he's not attractive to me, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I can't tell anyone how to feel about what he looks like. But that is a lot of the problems that people get in when they just go by looks. They get into these precarious situations because they were just basing the situations that they got involved with based on how someone looks, and then they get to the bedroom action and it's based on how the person made them feel. And a lot of the things that Arion has said on social media over these, I would say definitely over the past year and even prior to that, is things about what he does to her in bed. Spare me the visuals. I really don't care to get a visual in my mind of what that looks like, what that sounds like, or definitely what that smells like. Okay. But she tends to go there a lot, and she had a very arrogant attitude about things. So that's why a lot of people really got to the place where they love to hate her. She was the one that decided to go and be interviewed on Tasha K's platform. At the time, Tasha K was close to 1 million subscribers. We know she's over that point in this period of time, and she wanted the exposure. She kept talking about my image and my likeness. My likeness is being used on the show. If they're not going to allow me to be on the show, then they shouldn't talk about me, and my likeness shouldn't be on the show. And her likeness was not being on the show, being used on the show, and she wasn't being discussed every single episode. But because Martell and Melody were in a failing marriage at the time, and it was a reality show, and these shows are about drama, they have to share that type of information on the show. So yeah, the situation in itself was being discussed, but it wasn't them just talking about her. But this is, I'm wanting to talk about this now, not to just be one of those people to say what happened, because there are plenty of people that are doing that. And I wanted to talk about this from the perspective of something that I said when she had her interview on I Wine with Tasha K platform. At first, I did a reaction to the interview, and then not long after that, I discussed how I felt like Martell was the mastermind behind her even being interviewed by Tasha K, and that he was using her to be his mouthpiece, because a lot of the things that she was saying, I felt like it was stuff that Martell wanted to say, but because he was trying to keep himself in this circle, because we know that he doesn't have a builder's license. On this most recent season, he approached Marceau about getting back in good graces with him and possibly doing some building together, some projects together. Like, the man is a user. He doesn't have anything going on for himself. He doesn't, except for the loser chicks who just get mesmerized by muscles and this big knothead nigga, excuse my language, but who thinks so highly of himself. And I can't stand people like that. The Bible says, do not think of yourself more highly than you ought to. And he really thinks a whole lot of himself, and he really shouldn't, because he does not have much going on. He's got a failed product line, his wine. I talked about that, why I felt like he was using the emotions of coming out and trying to say that he realized he messed up, and he wishes that he was still in a marriage and whatever, because that's going to play on the heartstrings of some women who he needs to be his clients, his customers. And his product sucks. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't give it to, my dog in a dog bowl. I have no interest in his products or anything that he has to sell. I'm all for Melody and the win. I'm not a millimeter or whatever, her fans call them, her stands or fans call themselves. But I'm, again, all for supporting someone who had a blow happen in their lives and they're leveling up, and they're not allowing what was used to try to destroy them to bring them down. They are rising above it. So I commend her and will always commend her for that. But recently, it was stated that Arionne, blasted him on social media. And now this story comes from the Jasmine brand, and it says that she blasted him and went public about, after him, going public about his supposed girlfriend, Shereewhitfield. And so the story is, just days after making a live appearance with his reported boo, the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Shereewhitfield, Martell Holt's love triangle has seemingly exploded. Arionnecurry, the mother of Martell Holt's youngest child, recently called him out on her social media, and from the looks of it, the Love and Marriage Huntsville star has been hitting her in the email DMs on the side. In Arionnecurry's latest Instagram story, she posted a series of screenshots of Gmail messages that she and Martell Holt allegedly shared. One of the images seemingly shows the reality star saying, "You told me you grew up, SMH. I feel so bad for you. My heart hurts. Best of luck." An attachment is also in the body of the email, which we're assuming is probably in reference to previous close friends' stories that Arionnecurry said she'd made about him. Curry responded to Holt's message with a lengthy paragraph where she deemed him a narcissist and a manipulator, and even mentioned his ex-wife Melody. "Cherie, F you, Martell Holt. You made me like this. It took 2 seasons of Love and Marriage Huntsville of you discussing me every episode to make Melody famous, and she left you to even say something. I was so dumb. I hope your 3 daughters never run into a man like you." Wow. So the story continues. If you didn't know, Holt's years-long affair with Curry caused his split from Melody Cherie. Oh my God. This situation is crazy. So she goes on and continues to respond to him, and she says, "My heart hurts for you, and you still don't get it. Exclamation mark. You could have moved on and kept it real, but you lied about it. Stop placing blame on me. I was loyal to you. You went and got an old bee. Best of luck to you. Still a narcissist, manipulator, trying to make this my fault. Bye. Don't email me unless it's about our child. We have nothing to talk about. My closure was seeing you on the blogs. Yours will be seeing me with my new man. And additionally, she made note that Martell was emailing her photos that they had taken together not too long ago, which I believe it. I believe it. I don't believe she took the pictures. I believe he did it. So she posted in her story, and this was to him, but for everyone who saw the story to see. And I'm not changing my son's name to Maverick. Stop calling him that. His name is Knox. He's way different from the others, hence why you told me you don't want him every other week like you get the others. Ladies, never have a baby by a married man. Let me be your example. Someone had to be it. So here's what I want to discuss. I know people hate Arion. They feel that she is getting what she deserves. And you are right. We reap what we sow. And I've said this before. You know, the souls that the seeds she has sown, she will reap a harvest from that. So that definitely is real. That's real. But what I will say is this, and I'm reiterating what I've said in the past. Martell Holt, I'm not saying arionnecurry is without blame, but all of this is Martell Holt. All of it. This man does not deserve to be on anyone's television screen. He is an absolute narcissist. If you watched the Love and Marriage Huntsville show from the very beginning and you saw how he treated Melody and he just wanted to make sure that certain things weren't discussed, if you saw the most recent season and you saw how he was having the wine launch party where he named this product after his grandmother, his uncle, who is his grandmother's son, was there, and the son of the grandmother felt like Martell was extremely disrespectful on how he handled things, and I 100% agree with him. But Martell was all just whispering and in a little bit of a whispering, threatening tone. Don't do this on camera. Like it was so weird. If you didn't see it, please go back and watch it. But this is how Martell moves. So I see him being the same way with Arion, whispering to her on the side, don't do this, don't say that, don't put this out there. And he's flipping it around and making her out to be the bad guy when he really is at fault. Again, I'm not saying that Arion doesn't deserve to experience the wrath of some of the things that she put out there, because we do reap what we sow. That's just life. And you can't get away from that. She is a person, I believe, that has been manipulated 100% by this man. I believe that she bought the bill of goods that he was selling to her, and it was all garbage. And now, I mean, most people would say this, and I agree. That's the way she should have felt when she found out that he had a wife, but she didn't. I don't know what was going on behind closed doors with them and all of that stuff, and I don't want to know. But it is up to us to make the right decisions for our own lives. And she didn't do that, because the moment she found out that he was married, I do believe that she wasn't being honest on the Unwind with Tasha K interview when she said when she found out he was married, it was too late, because she claimed at that time that it was like 9 months. But I believe she knew when she met him, or maybe not immediately. She found out not long afterwards. I do believe that. But I tend to believe that Martell was probably telling her, look, this is just a business. This is, we're still in the same household, but this is just business for us. We're no longer in a marriage, so to speak, but we're still married. It's just paper, and the type of things that some men say, and even some women. Not saying women aren't like that too, but I believe that Arion was 100% manipulated by this disgusting creep, Martell, and now she is finally getting her wake-up call. Finally. Some people may say, why didn't she get it before now? But I really hope that at this point in time, she will use what she has to her advantage against Martell and rise above this. I don't want her to continue to be out here and do the things and say the things that she has about Melody, because Melody didn't do anything to her and Melody doesn't deserve any of it. But Martell deserves all of the smoke. And I really wish she would give it to Martell. So if this is the beginning of her giving Martell that smoke, I'm all for it. And I will sit back and have my popcorn and enjoy, because Martell is disgusting. Sheree is stupid to be in any type of relationship or situationship with him. I don't believe that it's real, but if they're trying to make it real, Sheree is just foolish. She just really just loves to lose, in my opinion. So the stories I've heard about Martell moving in with her and living in her house, it's like, okay, you can move to Atlanta, but Melody couldn't. I don't know. All of it is just a mess. He wanted to go on social media and blast Melody to try to make her out to be the bad person in the parenting of their children, and how this is why he's seeking full custody of his children. Everything with Martell is about Martell and what's best for Martell. It has nothing to do with anyone else. He doesn't even care about his kids that much, if you are going to be really honest, because that video that I heard, and I may do a separate conversation / reality chat talking about that, and how he was putting his children out there to talk about his mom or talk about what they get from him as a father versus what they don't get when they are with their mom or with their uncle, who is Melody's brother, that Martell apparently doesn't want his children to be around. It's just a mess. It's crazy. But Arionnecurry is on the warpath, and I say, to that, kudos, because Martell should have been the one that she was going against the entire time. The entire time. But she was being manipulated, because if you look at her, she just doesn't seem that mature. The maturity level just really isn't there with her. And again, that's not to knock her or say anything negative, but she looks very young and naive. And Martell made sure that he got with someone like that, because that was the perfect tool for him to use sexually, mentally, emotionally. That's all. And that's why she was always there for the taking whenever he knocked on the door, rang the doorbell, used the key to get in, whatever he did to continue to come back, and knock on my door. It's just, she was just there. And she continued to allow him to do whatever he wanted to do. So I can't say I feel sorry for her, but I hope that her eyes are wide open at this point and she won't fall for the shenanigans ever again. I really do hope and pray, really, that she is completely done with this person. So you can let me know your thoughts about all of this. Let me know your thoughts. And guys, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And until next time, I am Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest.